Hey everybody, Jason Burmis here, and I see this headline after I get done doing a video on facial recognition. Hadn't planned on streaming this, but had to be done. Let me repeat that. Had to be done. There's a lot of things to talk about and possibilities with this headline that a key Mueller probe witness has been indicted on CP charges. We're going to try to keep it as clean as possible because lo and behold, the video I just streamed less than an hour ago, guess what, guys? Demonetized. Can't talk about facial recognition in New York State schools, or maybe there was something wrong with my title, or perhaps my thumbnail, but there you go. Guys, I want to focus in on a few things here. First of all, when we're talking about his connections to Trump, this is why this issue is not a right or left issue. Number two, this guy was a key witness in the Mueller probe. Now, I believe that he gave them every single thing that they asked for and couldn't give them more, and that was not enough. However, do you think they may have leaned on him with this information prior? Do you think that the FBI, searching all these different emails, all these different hard drives, may have known that George Nader was compromised and absolutely had him turn and give them all the possible information that they had? I wonder if that could be it. Now, CNN especially isn't really looking at the charges here. Instead, they're trying to spin this about what? Russia, meetings, Michael Flynn, Trump administration. Now, you notice that when you have Acosta giving Epstein a sweetheart deal, Trump's labor secretary, that's sparsely in the news. Why? Well, they can't connect Acosta to the Russia hoax. That's why. So right now, these are the headlines, but remember, they're making it about Russia instead of the crime itself. And the crime itself, if true, if real, was probably known by the FBI, and they said, listen, come and be a witness for us, or we're going to arrest you on these charges, or these charges are going to make it into the media. But that angle, I'm not seeing anywhere in the mainstream press. We're going to go over some of the articles, but let's hear what CNN has to say. Well, let's see if we even get it.
Breaking news in the Russia investigation, we are learning that a powerful businessman with ties to both Trump's inner circle and the Middle East is now cooperating with a special counsel, Bob Mueller. The Middle East specialist is named George Nader. You see him there. During the presidential transition, he was actually in the room when Trump's team met with officials from the United Arab Emirates at Trump Tower. A meeting Team Obama did not even know about, even though it involved the head of state, Mohammed bin Zayed.
Now, I'm going to stop it there so I don't get a copyright strike, which I may actually get for those 20 seconds I just played you. I know that sounds insane. But again, why are they putting this at the top as though this is about Russia? It's not. It's not about Russia at all. At all. All right? So let's read what The Hill has to say. George Nader, a Lebanese-American businessman with links to associates of President Trump, has been arrested on a charge of transporting CP. U.S. officials arrested Nader at John F. Kennedy Airport Monday morning. The Justice Department said Nader was charged under the seal after he arrived in Washington from Dubai in January 2018 with a cell phone containing images of minors engaged in conduct, officials said. So again, they knew about this stuff when he arrived in January of 2018. That's 18 months ago. It's 18 months ago. The Mueller investigation, full frickin' throttle. Full frickin' throttle. The criminal complaint dated April 19th, 2018. In other words, the complaint was out there. Took 4 months to get there. They absolutely knew for those 4 months, by the way. But the complaint comes in 4 months. There can be no way that the FBI doesn't know about this. And, he's one of the key witnesses. Weird. Weird they might leverage him. And it was only made public after his arrest Monday. Why do these people get special treatment? Why is it that high-level predators, we'll call them predators, I'd like to call them much more, constantly have their arrests obfuscated, hidden from the public, and then, like in the case of, I don't know, former Speaker of the House, at the time the longest-serving Republican Speaker of the House ever, Dennis Hassert, who's never ever been charged with the abuse of children, by the way. Not in his repertoire, but instead, basically got caught up on money laundering charges for paying off one of his victims. And then many of his victims came out. And his victims were from a time before he was in politics, when he was a gym teacher. Oh, and of those victims, some more victims tried to sue him, got thrown out of court, one of which, let's put it as lightly as we can, had his way with him in a grade school bathroom when he was in 4th grade. These are the people we've elected to our government. He had the third heartbeat from the presidency, Dennis Hassert. How much time did he get? 15 months? Didn't serve all of them, don't worry. Oh, he's an old man in a wheelchair. It's fine. And now we have another high-level, very well-connected man, George Nader, who obviously they knew was into this sort of thing, had been arrested in 2018, January, took 4 months for the actual criminal complaint to come out after that arrest. Think about that special treatment, okay? Think about it. And now he gets arrested. After the Mueller report is out, after the probe is over, after he's been their key witness. And again, there's a lot of things to speak to here, okay? Let's be honest. There's a lot of things to speak to. One, these people slither on both sides of the aisle. For me, you can spin it any way you want to spin it, but Roger Stone, the insider with Trump, yeah, he worked for Nexium. I don't necessarily know he was a good guy doing that, okay? Let's be honest. A.G. Barr, while he was in his confirmation hearings, whether you know this or not, it's on my page. You can go check it out. I did an entire video on it. But A.G. Barr has recused himself, there it is, from everything Epstein. Please go watch that video if you're not aware of that. And you can watch him do it. Why did he recuse himself of everything Epstein? Well, it's very simple. He worked for the law firm that helped defend Epstein. They slither in the same circles. This George Nader case is just yet another example of that. In fact, over at News for a Change today, there's a new video about Trump meeting with his golf buddy, Prince Andrew. That's not really big in the media right now. Oh, first of all, royalty doesn't have power, but he's meeting with royalty for diplomacy, but they don't have any power. They've tricked the public into believing that nonsense. And then who is Prince Andrew? Oh, he's part of the Epstein thing. Oh, he used to go to Mar-a-Lago. He knows Trump. He's been accused of by Virginia Roberts Guthrie, which there are pictures of while she's a young girl. No big deal. While she was 16 years old, of many, many awful things. But, Trump, who's saving us from the swamp, and I'm sorry, that's going to hurt a lot of people's feelings. You got to hear about that, is meeting with Prince Andrew. Do you get it? They run in the same circles. And even when they say they're going to turn on one another, do they really do it? No, they leverage against one another. As you can see here, George Nader transporting this stuff all the way back in January of 2018. Criminal charges don't come up until April of that year. He doesn't get arrested until today, and all that stuff come out. He's the key witness. Come on. And don't think he did not give them everything he could. Because there was no Russian collusion. We know this. If you read that report, just the 1 page and a half there, where they start talking about Assange, is such complete, garbled, nonsensical lies that nothing should really be trusted in that report, period. Don't get me wrong, a lot of the data points are there. A lot of the interviews are there. But remember, there are no data sets of actual collusion because it doesn't exist. They couldn't prove that a hack actually happened. We don't know the actual Guccifer 2.0 identity. They can say it's the GRU till the cows come home. And don't get me wrong, the GRU might have done some stuff in this election, social media-wise, for sure. But the level of that they've given to it is absolute nonsense. So once again, if this guy is guilty of these charges, which he very well may be, one of these international guys, okay, which he very well may be, he should be charged and prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. It shouldn't have been secret this long. He shouldn't have been leveraged in a hoax investigation that they had to break up into 2 parts and make, just like when they were saying 10 years ago, pink is the new black. Well, I got news for you guys. Obstruction of justice is the new Russian collusion, and this thing's going to keep going and going and going and going. And I warned you about this long before the Mueller report came out. Long before, back when I was seeing Avenatti hit up the networks and talk about, he's clearly done obstruction of justice. He's clearly done that. So here it is, guys. We got another high-level, elite predator. Again, both sides of the aisle, not one side, both sides of the aisle connected to this stuff. Obviously, he was leveraged. So these are all important things. If you're finding this channel for the first time, you want real, actual news. First of all, I do 4 videos a day between News for a Change here and We Are Change. That is Tuesday through Sunday. Monday, I take the day off. I do some other work for another company, and when I can, I live stream through this. So if you are not subscribed over here, it is youtube.com/InfoWarrior. Recently got that URL. Make sure to thumbs this up. Share this video on social media. Make sure you ring the bell for notifications, and not only ring the bell, but click for all notifications, or you'll probably get no notifications on my videos, as I am doing a bunch of them. And guys, let's stick with the real issues, the real news. Let's not make a story like this about the Russia hoax. It's not about that, other than the leveraging that the FBI obviously used on this guy. Since we publicly know this arrest happened in January of 2018, that's what it's really about. It's about the criminal intelligence community cartel and that apparatus that is being used against the American public. And also how these predators lie on both sides of the aisle. It's not a right or left, Republican or Democrat, conservative or liberal issue. This is an issue about our children. So that's how I'm going to call it. I'm not going to tell you that the left or the right is evil. No, there's monsters on both sides, and people better get with it. Thank you so much for joining me. We will be back at 7 p.m. It's about 5:30 p.m. Eastern time right now for an exclusive interview with Eric Jackman, wrapping up Bilderberg 2019. So once again, guys, thank you so much.